Hailing all the way from the south of Jozi, Belo Salo arguably has the most distinct melodic voice, bro. And this man has worked with the likes of A-Reece or Words, right?
Yeah.
And also you have worked with all Mash Beats too, bro. A phenomenal album.
Too.
It was one of the albums I used to listen to a whole lot in 2023. Chosen, Reject Boy. And now we're here wishing on a star, my brother. How are you today? Shout out,
bro.
Yeah.
Long awaited, bro. I'm just wishing on a star. That's just exactly what I'm doing right
for
now,
real.
bro. Yeah,
How you feeling though, bro?
Yeah, I just grew out that era, I appreciated that moment. It was really major for me. People know I went like #1 R&B and soul, and but it just came like Chosen Reject Boy was like 3 years in the making, and like I started working on it like in high school, of course. And like, I was doing a lot of self-deprecating at the time, but in my core, I still had that thing with it, dog. I'm really chosen. Like, this is the path God ordained for me, bro. But like, I remember having a conversation with my sister, and she was like, dog, why you call yourself Reject Boy? Like, you putting that energy on yourself. Like, they're gonna reject you. And it's like, there was some truth to that, but that's why I put chosen in front of it, Like I went through like the rejection of trying to get in the industry spaces and everything, but I'm chosen. But like outgrowing that, I no longer have that like self-deprecating like view of myself. I'm just wishing on a star, like wishing on a brighter day, and just like taking that as it comes, bro.
Dope, bro. And I want to tap into the Chosen Reject Boy era, bro, but there's this era that you went by Original Lame, where you dropped your first debut single at 14,
That's
bruh.
crazy.
I want to know why that day, bro. Was it still part of the self-depreciating type of
Yeah.
vibe?
Yeah, bro, it's just like, truth be told, like, they know me where I'm from. Like, people really know me, like, South Ahh, so they know I was a shy, quiet kid growing up. And that was really just like my transition from like primary school into high school. And I know I never went to I never started out at my dream high school. Like, I just had some discomfort when I landed there. I just had a void in my heart, bro. Like, I didn't know how to like make friends the right way. I was just like quiet, like, cause I was new. Like, yeah, I think I came in late in grade 8 even. So like, I was just like mad quiet for like 3 months. So that's when I was just like, damn, like, I kind of feel like a lame right now. Why am I not connecting with any of these kids? And then the original was, of course, like derived from like the treehouse movement back in the South, from Sean with a $sign when he was like original hot boy. So I was thinking like, I added the original the day before. That day I uploaded like Feels literally, and I was like, yo, I dropped that. And what's funny is the minute I dropped Feels, I was unlamed, bro.
Oh, for real?
Like, music enabled me to like conversate with people, start creating conversations with people, and like becoming more of myself. Like in high school, and just finding myself, like, music did that for me. So that was just like, the start and like the evolution.
Because I know Salo is like an acronym for shy, awkward, lame,
but it's
outcast.
also like ambiguous, also like sociable, approachable, lame, loud, outrageous. So it's the split, the
yin
split
yang type
between
vibe.
the split between that. So yeah, that's dope that you know that, bro.
Shout out, bro. And I also know your family
Yeah.
as a musical background, and you're the one who actually took it higher up and knuckled down to produce some Ulo for real, bro.
Yeah.
How does your family feel about you just making sure that you are part of Ulo, bro?
When I started out, bro, like going to Original Lane also, I remember, I'll never forget it, bro. Like, my mom probably forgot about it, but like that crucial conversation of like, what do you want to be? And then we had the music conversation, and like black parents and like old school vibes, and like she wasn't for it. So when I initially started music, I made sure my mom ain't know. Like, shout out to like my step pops back in the day. Like, he started giving me like a 150 with my allowance nyana weekly. That's when I started like sneaking out and going to like Orlando every week. like to go record, and then like when my mom caught wind of it, it's literally because like my cousins were like talking about the fact that like, yo, you see what your kids doing on the internet and stuff like that. So with time they grew more accepting of it because I just got crazy about it, you know.
Word.
So like right now, like, you know, like they so supportive, but you know, they just always trying to make sure like I'm in the right path and like I have my priorities and like.
And talking about chosen reject, boy, how as Belo Salo, how do you take rejection?
I take rejection as divine redirection.
Word.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
It don't end there, bro.
Okay.
Like, if it's not meant for that moment, it's like something else, some greater. It's redirecting you to where you actually supposed to be.
Sure. And I was tapping into the song that you dropped with OK Kid, Frostbite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that song,
I
bro.
love that song,
Whoa.
bro. I love that song,
Yo.
bro. I'll probably need to drop that officially too, bro. But I just let it be those SoundCloud finds that the core following one. But I remember reaching out to K Keed and she was so forward. I think she like took like 2 days to send me the verse back, if not a day.
Yeah.
And then I got my boy J6 who produced it, mixed it, dropped that on SoundCloud. And we loved people loved it, bro. Like I still love that record to this day.
Shout out, bro. And now you have Jomel working on production for Wish on a Star. I think we're gonna tap onto that as well because we still have to
shout out J Money.
Shout out J Money for
Yes,
real.
sir.
Shout out J Money. And let's talk about SoundCloud, bro. Because I think you did mention on a previous interview that is when A-Reece discovered you.
Yeah.
On SoundCloud.
Yeah.
When was this? You guys followed each other there?
So what's crazy is I think I was in grade 10, bro. I was in grade 10. That's really when I started going crazy on SoundCloud because I'd moved from like a semi-private Christian school into like a commercial high school, Mondia High School. Shout out Mondia High. And that's when my numbers really started picking up. And I remember I was on my way to Scala this one day early in the morning, and then I seen a follow from like Mash and Reese at the same time.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. And then we just followed each other and we were texting back and forth ever since.
So you saw the follow on SoundCloud, not on Insta?
On SoundCloud and Insta.
Oh,
bro.
dope. Yeah. And that was before 2021, right?
Yeah, that's way before
2019
that's
type
like
vibes.
even 2018, bro.
Jeez.
Like, yeah.
Because that's when I saw you on Today's Tragedy, Tomorrow's Baby in 2021.
Yeah.
So you guys already had a relationship.
So
seeing each
it was
other.
like a virtual relationship. You know what I mean? And then in my matric year, COVID, you know, 2020, like tragic year. Like a year of literal tragedy, bro. Like today's tragedy. Like it was literally a tragedy. That's so like I remember, you know, like school had stopped some random week in like February or March, and I just got in the streets, bro. Like I was making music, I was doing whatever I could do to get by. I remember I almost lost my mom that year too, so like it was real hard, bro. And like then we had to go back into school, and it's like bro, like I've been making all this crazy music. That's when I started linking Black Key too. And then when we got back into school, like Mash texted me, bro. I remember I was in history class, and then he's like, dog, like I think we should make this thing happen. It's like he texted me the day before, and then I knew that day that I'm gonna have to vibe to Scala, because then it was kind of compulsory because we missed out on all these months of school. And then he was like, bro, I think we're gonna make it happen, like, you know what I mean? But then like me and Reese also were texting like, yo, we can't wait the link and stuff like that. And just Mash made the call, and then that day I just called up one of my bros that I used to record with. Like he's an engineer, me, Aiden. Shout out Aiden. He came and picked me up from school, dog. I told my history teacher I got diarrhea. You got it as a symptom of COVID. I was like, shoot out into the session. And that's the night we made both records on TTTM.
Oh, dope. Which was Bravo and Nightmare on Bryanston. Dope. Was it in Bryanston or?
For real.
Right
there on Bryanston Drive, bro. Like I was in awe, bro. Just think about it, like as like a teenage kid who's been like looking up to these bros like the whole time. And then like I skipped class and I'm right there on Bryanston Drive, like literally living my dreams. Like it was like, yo, like I hit a backwood with you know, the big hearted bad guy for the first time. And it was a great time, bro. I don't lie.
Dope, big-hearted bad guy. And I saw your tweets, bro. Like, hey, we gotta speak about that, bro, because with the Swisher Show, we address shit. We talk it for real, bro. And you said on your tweet that you were slimed out.
Yeah.
Walk me through that, bro.
Bro, it's really like hard to speak on, but not really, because I've done the internal work through like, bro, I recorded that literally 2020. That's 5 years ago now, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And it's been like, we had the conversations about how we gonna split the whole thing, like gentleman agreements before. You know what I mean? So it's literally been 5 years of just like me silently battling out. And towards the tail end of it, especially the year of my debut, I kind of feel like my big homie done did me in, bro. You know what I mean? Like in a way that like really hurt me to the core, bro. Like I was on TTTM. That's a major moment. That's still arguably like the biggest, if not one of the best mixtapes we've had
in SA.
In SA,
for
bro.
Real.
And I was grateful to have it on my debut moment. And just like, you know, there was ill treatment and like belittling that just didn't sit right with me. But I still I stayed down, I stayed working. I wouldn't want to take it to the internet or anything like that, bro. But like when that ex called to try to come at me and like talk about like my big homie like he my father, it's not like that. I never ever called him my dad, bro. I never said I'm your son, dog. You know, like I got real life dad. Like ask about me where I'm from in the South, 5 miles, bro. I got South Ahh. So it's like if you're trying to son me and like trying to talk like that, like I'm not gonna have that. Like, you know, the legalities of the whole thing. That's its own separate chat. But like the tail end, like literally 2023, the year of my debut, that's when I felt the most rejection. Funny enough.
Damn. And he is on that
from
tape.
My bro who on it, bro. You know what I mean? Like I was never gonna say it like this, but like, bro, dog, I have this crazy moment. R&B and soul #1, 10 days. You know, the South is loving it. What would like crown it for South Salo? What do you think would crown it?
Me?
Yeah.
A-Reece.
Nah, like if I have that moment, right? My big homie, we had TTTM, and then we have Chosen Reject Boy that goes #1. That stays on the charts for more than 7 days. What's like aside from that platform, like what would like really make that moment special, bro? In your opinion?
For me, I feel like if you went out to perform and have,
you feel me,
listening sessions and have
everybody
people out
feel
here
that way, bro,
to know that you outside as Belo Salo, bro.
So it's like, bro, you know that was the year of the A-Reece Effect tour, bro, and the last leg of it was literally in the South.
Damn.
Where I'm from. And I got snubbed, bro.
Not a Belo come through a young performance nyana there.
Nah.
Why, bro?
Bro, like same way I tell you I've been like silently trying to solve, bro. I was literally talking to Clint and stuff. Like, yo, bro, like I never got the call. My people around me got the call. Now Benji got the call. Money got the call. So it kind of felt personal, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, bro, it hurt then. Like I remember I was even falling out with my mom because my mom wanted me to go back to Limpopo that year. And I was like, nah, I got stuff to do. Like expecting my big bro who I put on my debut to call me out for his last leg where I'm from. And that didn't happen. I fell out with my mom for that moment, bro.
And I saw on Twitter like recently he dropped a paragraph saying, yo, we can squash this. I used to love this boy, but now
I don't think he said we can squash this, bro.
You don't think he said that?
Nah.
He said that legit in,
bro, I know that man. I know that man. Like he said he's talented.
He's talented.
Like the same way I've like the same way I said I put him on this pedestal. I did. Like I championed that man's name for years. They can scroll down to all my tweets. I've championed that man for years, even years before I even met him, bro. So it's not gonna stop now. You know what I mean? Well, it's like, whatever's the animosity, whatever is happening right now, that's happening. But we can't take away from the fact that we're both gifted in our own right.
And I think you do deserve your splits to know your half and receive your share, bro.
Yeah, we gonna let the
only
lawyers
right.
handle that. You heard with the tweets, bro.
Are we taking it that far with the lawyers?
Nah, I need to see. That's what said there.
With Nicole and all of that. H-Dog is... It's not nice seeing y'all like have this type of vibe, because I listen to you guys all the time. I felt like Made It Out was one of the best intros.
Yeah.
And even that verse from Reese was kind of short, bro. I felt like he had to say more than...
You know what's so crazy?
Yeah.
I remember I told you in the beginning of the interview that I was working on that for 3 years. Like, so when I was having these silent little back and forths behind the scenes, before Twitter knew anything years back with Reese, like, that was the last verse in for Chosen Reject Boy, because he had an initial one, because we cooked it up with 808X, like he said on the tweet. Like, I pulled up to Bryanston Drive yet again. That day he was playing me like the masters of like the whole album, like Nightmare on Bryanston Drive, Bravo, and everything. We were going crazy, and 808X pulled up, and we just cooked up a whole jam from jump. He had a verse there, and then like 2 years later, he redone that verse, like just before I submitted.
Switched up the same verse on Made It Out.
Yeah, so there's another verse on Made It Out that people never hear.
Oh.
Like another, different version of it.
Damn, bro. And do you think you guys would ever make a song again?
Bro, I'll never really speak disparagingly on his name, but let's appreciate that moment was what it was. I appreciated what it was for the kid in me, for original Salo, before Belo Salo, like that moment meant everything to that kid. But I'm not that kid anymore, bro. Like, I done been in the rooms. I'm just trying to wish on a star, like, see what's the next tier. Like, if it's God's plan, let it be. But like, I'm focused on making world music, bro.
World music, bro. Let's tap into Wish Corp and Ugo.
Yes,
and your recent EP that you had. I saw it had a lot of blue, bro. There, the main color was blue there, and I was wondering. I had like a few questions, like why the name Wish on a Star, and what is Wish Corp?
So Wish Corp is a Southside lifestyle movement. CEO right here. We got the merchandise on the way, but it really speaks to who I am at the core, because my first name on my ID is literally Sifiso.
Okay.
Which means wish. So it's at the core of who I really am, what my family felt when they were expecting me. Like, we wished for this kid. So with me, it's really just to enable kids who are just like me to wish on anything they want to make be, they can make be, like through Wish Corp. So it's more of like a movement than it is brand. That's why I had to do Wish on a Star as a project, to really tell my story sonically of what it is. And I'm about to plus that out. I'm about to deluxe it out, so the story doesn't end in there, bro. And I'm trying to do a lot of stuff in the South, and like just wish on a star, bro.
Dango, bro. And the only feature was not Benji on Wish on a Star. I want to know why, and how important is he to you?
That's really my big bro, like real life, like where I pull up to him, where we at that second home, like I could camp out there and we work. And it's like, I was coming off Chosen Reject Boy era and all the pain that I just told you about, and kind of feeling like I was silenced by people I looked up to and blackballed in a way. I really felt blackballed, bro. I don't know if that's the right terminology to use. I think
that's the right term,
but as I was saying, I'm trying to go away from being that negative, self-deprecating kid. So it's like, let's put some positivity into it. Let's wish on a star, bro. Let's see, like, the greater possibilities of this whole thing. Let's be on goal. Like, let's start target. Like, let me bring you into my world. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
It's like what you said on Your Grace. You were like, I've been bleeding within, heal the sores on my heart with the blood of my pain. Hey, bro. Yeah, I like that song. Like, the whole tape is phenomenal in my eyes, bro. And I felt like you had to balance making music and being at school.
Yeah.
You still have to balance that still to this day?
Yeah, bro, but it's a down low thing, you know?
Okay.
Like, it's a down low, you know? But getting educated is key, bro.
Facts.
Like, let's step away from like telling kids that like if you saying this music thing, this music is the end all be all. Like, I've been doing this music shit so long that I'm so passionate about it. It come easily, bro. Like, ask everybody. Like, ask my girl. Like, how I'm in the studio. Like, how easy and effortlessly this comes to me. But if I'm thinking about like, I grew up with a single mom who had foresight. Like, one in the is like agu there. So you gotta prepare for. You know what I'm saying? So with that, you gotta get educated to some degree. You gotta get some certain level of qualification. Like, not saying like neglect the music, but like, dog, like empower yourself. Bro.
Like, I like that, bro, because in music you also learning while you're writing. You bettering yourself with your penmanship as well. And I want to know what is next for Belo Salo, bro. Are we getting a project?
Yes, sir.
Are we getting...
Most definitely.
Over real?
Like ASAP, bro.
Next week.
No, you're gonna put me in trouble. But Wish on the Star Plus on the way.
Okay.
You already know I did like Wish on the Star 7 tracks solo. I had Benji on like production, so he wasn't even on vocals. I had Shia on backing vocals. Shout out Shia Lanshu. But I was literally solo for that. I tried to get features last minute, but like me and Benji were like, dog, just do it, dog. Like, fear none, bro. Like, you already feeling like what? So you still want to call other bros to what? Like, let's show him you could do it solo. So I'm trying to max it out. I'm trying to take it over 10 songs. Trying to get a couple features. Right now I got Scummy.
Shout out Scummy.
Right now I got Scummy. I can't say too much, but Wish on the Star like coming sooner than soon. Plus, Wish on the Star Plus sooner than soon.
Wish on the Star Plus, bro. I saw you emphasize on music videos because you have a music video for Wish Corp and for Go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Before the Plus, I'm about to drop. I could drop this even like Friday.
Dango.
My World Visualizer. That's the intro to Wish on the Star.
Yeah. And
then I'm gonna hit y'all with the deluxe.
With the deluxe, we'll be there, bro. And I hope this time when you drop beyond the deluxe, we have a listening session.
Yeah, most definitely.
A young plug there, and maybe I hosted, you know.
Yeah.
I'd gladly host it, bro,
Nah,
because I also want to host more of listening sessions. I remember the first one I hosted was here.
Oh yeah.
I think it was at Extreme Culture Chamber. I'm not sure if you know that.
Oh
place.
Yeah, in Rosebank.
Yeah. Shout out Fix. He was the first person to bring me in. And then it was Chapedo here. And hopefully it's gonna be you next, my brother.
Yeah. Let's do it,
my brother.
You already know. You all heard it here on the
Swisher Show, you know.
We're trying to start deluxe listening session, collaboration. Okay, Swisher, Salo
type shit.
We out here.
All love, my brother. I appreciate you. Appreciate the people watching the show right now. Please like the show, bro. Like it now. Like literally, like press the like button now. Like, please, dude. Like,
subscribe to.
Dude.
Tell your friends, your girls. Yep. Your brodies, all about
all of that. Show. Please, bruh. Swisher Show is here to stay, and I love and leave you. Thank you for everything. Bye.